Hey guys, Lefner here with another team review, and today we're going to be looking over some teams I created through the auto-rec system for Love Cup. Once again, auto-rec means that the game recommends the team to you, and generally I would just make some slight adjustments, like use the better version of the Pokemon they gave me, or switch around the Pokemon. And I ended up with some really interesting battles. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you five that I selected out of the many that I undertook these past few days. So here we have Medicham versus Electrode. So here you see I'm actually using my Ice Punch Medicham. I have a Medicham that's Power Up Punch and one that's Ice Punch. Just gives me a little bit of a choice as to which one I want to use when I'm doing auto rec, because if I exit out of the menu and choose and TM my Medicham, I'll just lose that team and they'll just give me another auto recommended team. So you see here that they actually catch the second Ice Punch onto their Scolipede. I decided to bait with the Ice Punch because even if they called it and didn't shield, I could still potentially counter them down. And now you see here that they've put themselves in a really bad position where I'm just going to one-shot them with this Fire Punch. They have no more shields, and boom, you see how good Magmortar is without shields there. Um, Magmortar is just barely going to get to the second Fire Punch, folks. Magmortar, such a good Pokemon. Um, it just completely wallops this team in the back. They have Camelrupt, and I have my old favorite, Shadow Charizard. So Shadow Charizard makes a return. If you have seen my battles using Shadow Charizard in the Remix Cup or in the Holiday Cup with Dragon Breath, I highly recommend those battles. Shadow Charizard with Dragon Breath, just a really exacting Pokemon that dishes out a ton of damage to most things. And so here you see that they switched immediately into Slowpoke, and I'm actually going to switch immediately into Seaking because Seaking has a very safe matchup with Slowpoke. We're going to see what they want to do here. They take the hit, so now I can just shield and actually farm them all the way down. So just showing how good of a matchup this is. I don't even need to take this second move here. I can just cleanly win the one shield, and then they come in with Talonflame. They're going to get a little bit of farm in with Talonflame, which is kind of a problem because I'm going to survive this one Incinerate. So if I died to that Incinerate, it would actually be better for me. But here we have the Magcargo versus Electrode matchup, and even though Rock Tomb is not such a great mood, Electrode is such a delicate Pokemon that I can actually just I can throw the Rock Tomb and then counter down with Medicham because the Rock Tomb just does so much when you're using it with an attack heavy Pokemon like Magcargo against an attack heavy Pokemon like Electrode. And now you see I can actually just power up punch spam this um, Talonflame, because if they Brave Birded there, then they would be debuffing their defense, and I could just incinerate them down. And since they Flame Charged, I'm actually just going to be able to counter them down. The Power Up Punch being the move you usually want to have on Medicham in this meta, just because of that situation where you can guarantee the win um, by boosting up your counters. So this is kind of interesting. They switch into Electrode, which tells me that they don't have a direct counter to Ariados at all, because um, Ariados with a energy advantage just completely wallops Electrode, as you can see here. They do shield, so I could have actually gone for the poison, the cross poison there, but as you're going to see, it doesn't really matter because I get to the cross poison anyway, and the cross poison is just barely enough to take them out. I was hoping that'd be enough. I knew it would be a very close call, but it all depends on the IVs. They come in with a Alola Mola, and I'm going to be able to get off this lunge. Very unfortunate. I didn't time that very well, so I could have potentially got off a cross poison as well, or two cross poisons, if I had timed that a little bit better. And so now switch instantly into my Scolipede versus this Ariados, which is kind of a questionable play because this Ariados is just going to spam me with lunges and make my attack weaker and weaker. Meanwhile, my Sludge Bombs aren't really doing enough to threaten it. So if they manage their energy correctly, I could be in a pretty bad spot here. Um, yeah, I'm trying to get to the X Scissor. Unfortunately, not quite able to make it. And now I have my very healthy Scrafty in the back. We're gonna have to see what they want to do. I am just planning to go for these double foul plays, but they switch into their Alola Mola. So not looking too good. I have a half health Pokemon versus two very healthy Pokemon. But I'm gonna be able to farm up a lot here because Alola Mola takes a long time to get to their moves. It's uh, seven waterfalls to a Psychic. So I can potentially farm this all the way down before they reach the Psychic. Unfortunately, I'm not quite able to do it. But the Ariados is energy dry. So actually, as long as they can survive these poison stings, I should just barely make it to two foul plays. They are two poison stings away from their move, so I can safely just not even bait, just go for the move twice, and that's good recognition on my part that I didn't have to bait. You know, sometimes people bait unnecessarily, and that can cost them the win in the higher elos. So it's important to recognize when you have to, and when you don't have to. And so now I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird here against the slopes. Galarian Slowbro. They do shield it. I could probably have safely have Flame Charge there because they probably would have shielded anything. And now I come in with my single moved Porygon Z. And you're going to see how much this Tri-Attack does. That's a lot of damage. You don't need another move with Porygon Z, folks. Tri-Attack does the trick, especially in a relatively squishy league like Love Cup. Unfortunately, I don't get the debuff there, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to take me out, and then my Talonflame will just absolutely crush this Ariados. Hopefully, they have something that Seeking can counter in the back, and they have a Alola Mola. So it would almost be worth it for me to have not even thrown the Incinerate, just knowing that they would almost definitely switch out with the Ariados. Because I threw that Incinerate, that Alola Mola got at least one waterfall worth of damage off of my Talonflame, which could be fatal in the back, just because Ariados in the back has a lot of energy and can spam out those cross poisons. Um, the Ariados versus Talonflame matchup isn't quite as safe as you might think if they have just a little bit of energy. Um, yeah, they're going to get a whole heaping helpful of energy here, very worryingly, against my Sea King. So, luckily I'm able to switch out. So if they had farmed me down, I definitely would have lost here. As it stands, I don't shield the first cross poison because I'm worried that they're going to get an attack boost. Sure enough, they do. And luckily, I'm able to get an Incinerate there. And even though they're close to two cross poisons, they didn't quite get there. So I think I would have still been okay if I didn't get in that Incinerate. But as it stood, that was an easy win for me. So with Magmortar, I usually like to just hit them with the first Fire Punch because oftentimes they will Power Up Punch me and tie me to it. So that gives me a little bit of a damage advantage versus Medicham. I like to take a lot of the Medicham's health out, but unfortunately, this time around I didn't do that, and they called my Ice Punch. So I'm in a bit of trouble here, especially because they shielded up my Psychic. It's looking like I'm not going to win this one, but I do get this Ice Punch. So even though this is actually my lower IV Medicham, still the IVs come in clutch here. I'm just going to go straight into my Magmortar, and hopefully Yeah, I just shield up the Psychic because I'm thinking that Magmortar can farm all the way down here. I'm not even gonna take that risk. I'm just gonna Fire Punch them. Magmortar hasn't taken too much damage here, so hopefully it can do some work in the back, especially because I have a health advantage, I mean a shield advantage, and this Lightning Bolt is absolutely going to one-shot this Torracat. So, boom! That's beautiful to see here. I am going to get to this Fire Punch. So once again, Magmortar in the back with a shield advantage, coming in absolutely clutch. Uh, I'm just going to counter this Electrode down at this point. I can shield up the first discharge. Even if they hit me with another discharge, I will survive it. That's a good game. So those are all the battles that I have for you today. Super fun. Um, with the auto rec system, every single battle is an adventure. You never know what you're going to get. I'm looking forward to doing auto rec in the Great League again and Ultra League. I did some in Ultra League Premier if you wanted to catch that on my Twitch page down below. Um, and yeah, Pokemon Go is about having fun, and this interim season has definitely been a lot of fun. So let me know how your interim season is going, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.